Welcome to the ZekeFilm ZekeTalk podcast YouTube show.
We're live.
Yes, we are. My name is Jim Tudor, and with me are...
I'm Michael Anderson, filmmaker and raconteur, and with me is...
John Gross. I'm a producer and a director as well.
A producer and a director.
He's a double threat.
Yeah, I'll give a little background information here. I went to film school with these gentlemen back in the 1990s in St. Louis at Webster University. And we did a radio show together called The Wonder Show, which was always a good time.
Yeah, it was.
Just when we think we're out, something drags us back in.
That's right. Well, since we studied film, we all love movies. We all love, consuming pop culture and whatnot. So I figured let's get together, let's do a show, let's see how this works. This is different from the other show that we would do, which The Wonder Show was kind of a comedy show. So if we lapse into dumb jokes, that's just how we operate.
It's a bonus.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Right. I'll just take a nice drink there. So, well, let's get things started here. It is mid-May already, which is crazy. We're heading full blast into the summer movie season, which is, I don't know, it's always exciting. Being a film critic, I guess I'm supposed to resent this time of year.
Well, it's the time of the Roman numerals and the subtitles.
Yeah, a lot of sequels this year.
That's true. Which let's name some.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's out.
Alien Covenant.
Right. That's a big one that'll be out tomorrow. This is Thursday night that we're doing this, so probably by the time a lot of people hear this and see it, Alien Covenant will be old news. By the way, I should mention we've had a review of Alien Covenant on the ZekeFilm website, ZekeFilm.org. That has been there for a week and a half now, courtesy of one of our guys, Eric Yates. So he's a very prolific writer on the website. Everybody can go and check that out. I haven't seen the movie. Who's looking forward to Alien Covenant?
Well, I'm seeing it tomorrow night.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, I went back and last weekend I watched Prometheus again.
Oh.
I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theater. And you know what? I'm a fan of Prometheus. I am not disturbed at all that there's not an alien chasing them around, because I never thought that was what that movie was supposed to about. It was supposed to tell us how the alien creature came about. And I thought it was just a good sci-fi movie. Yeah,
no, I agree. Sort of. My take on Prometheus at the time, and I haven't seen it since 2012 when it came out, although I like everybody else right now, I'm kind of curious to look at it again, knowing that the new movie is kind of a sequel to Prometheus, but still a prequel to Alien. The Prometheus for me was the first half was the best movie of that year, and the second half might have been the worst movie of that year.
That Ridley Scott.
Yeah, it went so off the rails crazy. And the first half was just so beautiful and so just visually stunning and compelling. The questions it was asking, I mean, really big stuff. And then it just turned into this like insane splatterfest that kind of just, I don't know. That was my take on it. Mike, did you see Prometheus?
I have not seen Prometheus, but I have seen most of the other films in the Alien saga, and I wanted to say that I'm not particularly looking forward to Alien Covenant. Jim, they're doing a spit take. That's the thing about the video things, is you can see what we're up to.
That's true.
But what I always admired about the early Alien sequels was they seemed like the producers were trying to build up an incubator of talent. Alien came out, it was a big hit, And so they got James Cameron, who at the time, you have to remember, he had just done Terminator, which was a modestly budgeted film. He was not the big blockbuster filmmaker that we know today. And they offered him the chance to do Aliens.
Yeah.
And it sort of went off the rails with Alien 3, but you have to admit, they gave it to David Fincher.
That's
who was
true.
one of our great filmmakers. The film had other problems, mostly on a script level, but they sort of at the time they were like, we're going to give a young up-and-coming filmmaker a chance to just sort of put his imprint on it, and that's what they did. And you have to look back at Alien 3 and say, yes, that is, especially from a visual stance, that's pure David Fincher there. Mm-hmm. And even Alien Resurrection. Again, they gave two up-and-comers a chance, the Joss Whedon and the
French director.
Genet.
Jean Genet.
And they put them together, and it just so happens they were completely incompatible. So they were each trying to make two completely different movies, so that didn't work. So, even the Aliens 3 and 4, I look at them as noble failures because they were trying to do something interesting and weird with cinema by giving a young guy their big chance. And if you look at the sequel since then, of course, you have Aliens versus Predator, which is
Alien
sort of
versus
like
Predator 2.
The very definition of naked cash grabs, which are fun in their own way, but it's it's a far cry from it. It's like let's give a young art film director a chance to make his big mark, and now Ridley Scott's going back, and
they're giving him a shot.
Giving him a shot, yeah. You look at the slate of movies that Ridley Scott has, and it's like, I think he's sort of, I'm consigned to be the director of sequels from now until the day I die. Yeah, because he has Blade Runner 2 and Alien sequels as far as the eye can see.
Do you think he'll make 1492 2 anytime soon?
The Duelists, part 2.
That's right. Someone is still watching over me.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think what this means is that James Cameron is going to direct the sequel to Alien Covenant, because
it's going to be called Aliens Covenants.
Aliens Covenants will be coming out because what happened, I remember back when there was still only 2 Alien films. Alien 3 was one of those rumored, maybe not kind of things back in the early 1990s, late 1980s kind of thing. And they said, they went to James Cameron. Everybody's still so excited about Aliens, and how great that movie was. They said, James Cameron, any chance of you making an Alien 3? And he said, I will not make Alien 3, but I will make Alien 4 if Ridley Scott makes another Alien. So Ridley Scott is finally making that movie. I think it's time for James Cameron to step up once more.
Well, he's got 18 Avatar movies in production right now.
Right.
So he might be a little bit busy. Yeah. So
those
maybe
they're never coming out. Didn't he push those back to like 2022 or something?
Yeah. No, they're in production. All 18 of them.
Right.
Right. I'm interested to find out what this covenant is. Are they trying to create, does it tie into the Ark of the Covenant? And with Harrison Ford returning in Blade Runner, they're making like a Harrison Ford cinematic universe that Alien Covenant is going to kick off.
I like it. A Harrison Ford cinematic universe with his surviving characters.
Yeah.
I guess. Can we work Indiana?
So Indiana Jones, Han Solo,
right.
What's his name from
from Working Girl,
Regarding Henry, they all exist in the same world.
Presumed innocent. Well, all those guys. No, I'm for it. Sure. Let's see what Harrison Ford would do against an alien.
Yeah.
You know, and Predator.
Get off my starship.
I'm sure there's probably an alien or a predator or two in that scene in Force Awakens when the creatures get loose and all those weird guys are running around and hunts, chaos. You remember that?
Well, yeah, I remember that. I actually wish it was more chaos. Like,
Ooh.
it should have turned into like a crazy Muppet movie at that point where like there's just like more stuff going on than you could even get. But it was well, we're not here to talk about The Force Awakens.
No. Gosh, no.
No.
Well,
We've said far too much.
Yeah.
Alien Covenant will be out.
So what about Guardians of the Galaxy? What did you guys think of that?
I really enjoyed it a lot. Mike, did you get to see that one yet?
I have not gotten the chance to see Guardians of the Galaxy, although I will give you my review of Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Okay.
I liked it.
that puts you in the swimming majority.
Okay.
Yeah, and 2 was a lot of fun, especially the opening sequences. I think the climax drew on really, really, really long, but it was still a fun movie.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with any of it. A little backstory. The night we went to see it, they were having technical problems with the 3D version, and we had to wait over an hour past the time the film was supposed to start. My wife and I were about to leave the theater and go home to relieve the babysitter when all of a sudden the movie started and we sat back down. So I'm glad that we stayed. I really enjoyed the movie, and if we hadn't done that, early screening for film critics, I probably would still not have seen the movie. But I really enjoyed it a lot. Of all the blockbusters of this year so far that I've seen, that's my favorite, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Now, one movie that's not a sequel, The Mummy. What's your take on this? It takes a mummy to kill a mummy here.
Is that what they say?
Some new tagline or something like that.
Okay.
So who is Tom Cruise's character in this movie?
Well, he's no Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I was surprised when it wasn't a sequel.
I was about to say he's no Boris Karloff either.
A new trailer for that dropped today, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to look at it. That's the problem right now. We're talking about movies. We're supposed to be watching trailers, but the news itself is so insane. Most people are so distracted trying to, find out, if the president's going to get fired or whatever, that all of what we're talking about, it's like taking a back seat. It's hard to get a pop culture foot in the door at the moment. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes and no. I think it's kind of one of those things where, look, I love political drama as much as the next person, but it's kind of like it's overload right now. It's kind of like,
yes,
how. Well, here's an interesting topic that's I think topical. Now it's not just releasing previews, right?
Right.
They release a preview for a preview. It's the trailer preview the day before the trailer hits.
Yes, I think the first time I saw that was Iron Man 3. They had a trailer for the trailer, which was about 5 seconds.
Well, it's the thing is everyone loves the trailers. And so you got to get some excitement for the trailer so you can get excited to see the movie.
Right.
So.
Was there a trailer for the Mummy trailer?
I'm sure there was. I mean, that's the new trend now is let's do a trailer for the trailer.
Right.
But then people get all excited about the trailer and want to see the movie that the trailer is selling them. And then when they see the actual movie, they're disappointed. Wow, that was nothing like the trailer.
Right. Well, sometimes you get into a situation where all they want is the trailer. Like the snakes on a plane. No one saw the movie. They just loved the trailer.
Actually, that's one of the movies that I did see.
Opening night.
Yeah.
It was opening night. When saw Snakes on a Plane. Had to go see it just to say that I had.
Yeah.
Wow. And how was it, Mike?
It was actually a lot of fun in a, it does what it says on the package sort of way.
Great, great. That's fantastic. Snakes on a Plane, everybody.
Where's the sequel? Where's the sequel?
I know. And they had the perfect setup at the end with Samuel Jackson and the leading lady and the inflatable raft at the end, and all of a sudden, oh no, there's a snake! Freeze frame.
Freeze frame, really? Snake
Classic.
on a raft.
Yes.
One snake on a raft might not be as dire sounding once you've already had snakes plural on a plane.
Well, I think they should have actually started the prequel movie, which is Snakes on a Train.
Oh,
Did
you know there was actually a movie called Snakes on a Train? It was one of the Asylum movies that they rushed out early to capitalize on the excitement.
Because then they have snakes on the automobiles. So you got the planes, the trains, and the automobiles. But,
that'd be good.
Oh, yes. Instead of Steve Martin, we could do it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The Mummy. Let's get back to The Mummy. What is it about this? I have not seen one frame of this yet, so I don't know.
Okay, so Universal is going to be creating their own shared universe with the movie monsters that we all love from the old Universal movies.
Right.
And originally, they had already had a Dracula movie in production at the time that they came up with this original idea.
Well, they made that. That got reviewed on our site several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awful.
Yeah. And that was, they were like, this is it. This is the start of our shared universe.
Right.
And it was awful. And so they've kind of wiped that slate clean. So now, to really start it off, they got Tom Cruise. They've got this huge action movie. This is going to be the start of the shared cinematic universe. To me, it's like, it looks kind of like a Mission Impossible movie, but that's not a bad thing necessarily.
Okay. No, it's not a bad thing because Mission Impossibles are good for that kind of thing. But what about, are they recasting Dracula?
I believe so. I don't think, I think Universal wants us to forget that whole hype about this is the start of the Mummy is now the new start. And if it doesn't do well, then you have the next picture down the line,
Get Brendan Fraser back in here.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, people are trying to take their cues from the Marvel Universe, but they forget to have a movie like Iron Man to start it off, like a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, so hopefully The Mummy is a good movie.
Right. Hopefully. We don't know.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise makes pretty good movies, honestly. Yeah. I think so. I usually end up liking, if not the movies he's in, his work in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Rock of Ages being the extreme case. That's another one from that same summer.
Tropic Thunder, yes.
Tropic Thunder, that's true. He was the highlight of that. No, that same summer as Prometheus, Rock of Ages came out. And it's like, I'm like, okay, Prometheus, all is forgiven. This is Rock of Ages is the new dynamic to, worst movie ever made with the best performance in it, which is Tom Cruise.
Yeah. And then, well, speaking of cinematic universes, Wonder Woman is coming soon.
Right, and we could talk about that in future weeks. That's in June.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to see it and review it and everything.
I'll see if I can see it. I mean, DC, it's due for a win now, any day now.
That's true. Well, I really hope that Wonder Woman is a good film. My goodness, it's crazy that Rocket Raccoon got to the big screen before Wonder Woman did, but it's true.
It is.
And let's touch on some TV stuff. I did see today the news that Netflix is rebooting The Dark Crystal.
Yes, I saw that as well. This is interesting. I only saw that they've done it. I haven't seen. I assume it's going to be CG and not all puppets.
No,
but,
they said it's puppets.
it is puppets. Oh,
I know. I was shocked.
yeah.
Louis Leterrier, who made the Incredible Hulk film and Clash of the Titans, he did those all CG. I imagine there's probably going to be CG involved, but they
I
say
imagine, yeah.
Puppets.
Cool. No,
Yep.
no,
I'm ready for that.
all of a sudden, my heart grew 4 times that day.
Oh, so what are you guys' opinions? I mean, we're all old enough to have been around when the original Dark Crystal opened in theaters.
Yeah, I think I was like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm. I went.
Yeah, my uncle actually was taking me to we were speeding to get to the movie theater on time and got pulled over by a cop. So the same day that I saw the Dark Crystal was the same day that I met a police officer for the first time.
Oh, well, that's ominous.
Yeah, but I love the movie. I don't think there's been quite a film like it since.
I would have to agree, other than maybe perhaps Labyrinth.
Labyrinth comes close, but yes, it's one of those. It helps to be a kid and be going in with no expectations.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, looking at it as an adult, I mean, Jim Henson and Frank Oz, told the story about the first screening that they had for all the executives, and they were like, "We just made this great movie. It's called The Dark Crystal." And after the movie's over, all the executives filed out silently, and no one would make eye contact. They were expecting a Muppet movie, and what they got was this dark fantasy tale, which, looking back on it, is very visually stunning and has a lot of great ideas. It's, of course, looking back in hindsight, it's a little bit wooden.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit of the B movie going for it, the sort of B movie fantasy done with an A movie style. So
that's all they make anymore.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Wizards, which was also from that period, in that it was just storytelling wise and some of the ideas, I guess.
Right. Well, I never saw Wizards, but here's 2 hot takes on the Dark Crystal. Okay, for me as a kid, it was probably the movie that I, to this day, remember the most fondly, but I was also the most bored with. I was just I remember still, like, how you say it's wooden. Yeah, it's wooden, and it's slow. These characters, these old, ancient characters, spend the whole movie wandering slowly across the desert, wandering slowly across the screen.
Yep.
And yeah, so there's that. The other hot take I was going to mention, I forgot.
Right.
I know. It's this. Just this. The notion that the fact that the Dark Crystal is compelling yet flawed makes it ideal for rebooting.
yes.
So I welcome this.
I welcome it too. I mean, this is the sort of thing that you look back, you have fond memories of, but when you rewatch it, yes, you can see there's room for improvement. It isn't like, you watch Aliens and you think, how can they ever top this? And the answer is, well, they haven't yet, but Dark Crystal 2, you go in and you have high hopes. This one may actually be even better.
Absolutely. Well, finally, let's talk about one more thing, and that is the new trailer for Star Trek Discovery.
Oh.
Now, have you guys seen this?
Yes, I have.
I haven't seen the full trailer. I only saw stills from it. I read an article about it.
I have seen the entire trailer, and yes, it does look very Kelvin Universe.
Wait, what?
Kelvin Universe. That's what they use to describe the J.J. Abrams verse.
Oh.
As far as the look and feel, it has much more of a the modern J.J. Abrams look and feel than it does even the motion pictures or the Next Generation movies. So, which I suppose is just, it's the era that we live in. So You can't expect it to look like they were made in the '60s anymore. So, and because it's so little to give away in the trailer. From what I've read about it, is that everything in the trailer, or like the majority of it, all comes from like the first half an hour of the first episode. So we don't even get to see the new ship in the trailer. You get to see another ship, but it's not the main ship. So I mean, it does look epic, and I have high hopes because of Brian Fuller's involvement. And of course, he's off doing American Gods instead. Couldn't quite work out the schedules, but he still had a hand in creating it, and he handpicked the showrunners that went after him. So Brian Fuller's initial involvement is what has sort of sold me on the project, and I look forward to seeing it.
So when you say that the clips from the trailer are only from the first half of the first episode, is this more of a preview of the trailer? A longer trailer?
Possibly. I don't know. I'm sure they don't want to give away too much. I mean, obviously, taking that to extreme, you have Twin Peaks. It's like the trailer is 10 seconds, and it's you get 2 seconds of seeing Deputy Hawk. And possibly, is that Dale Cooper? Yes, it is. Cal McLaughlin, yes.
And
he's gone again.
Starts on Sunday.
Yes.
It's coming Sunday.
So we'll talk about that next time. If any of you get to see it, I won't.
I have it all set on the TiVo.
Great. So Star Trek Discovery, Mike, you're the Star Trek fan, I presume, here. John, how do you feel about Star Trek?
I am the Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Bow down before me.
I've seen and like all the Star Treks, but I'm more of a Star Wars than a Star Trek.
Sure. I feel the same way. I am just fine with Star Trek, and I think the trailer for this show actually got me kind of excited to watch it. And then I thought, I'm not going to get to, because it's a new streaming platform for us here in the United States. CBS, what's it called? CBS Direct?
CBS All Access.
All Access, CBS. So yes, you have to buy into that to watch this.
We'll see where this ends up, because these days you never know where it's going to eventually end up. For many years I didn't have cable, and so I missed all of the Clone Wars. But in the past year, thanks to Netflix, I've caught up on the entire Star Wars Clone Wars saga, and I'm hoping that maybe in a year or two or whatever, that Star Wars will find a different home, because I mean, right now the streaming services are splintering. It used to be you had Netflix and Hulu, and now there's all sorts of other options. There's Crackle, and there's Epix, and the CBS is trying to start All Access, and Universal is trying to start their own streaming app. We're going to expand, and then we're going to contract, because
that's true.
At some point there's going to be, again, too many channels, and who wants to pay for all the different channels? And
right.
So, we'll see. All I know is right now, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, Epix, any place I log into, any streaming service, they have every episode of Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise.
Wow.
So I can only imagine that this Star Trek will eventually end up everywhere as well.
Eventually,
yes.
Do we see Jason Isaacs in the new trailer? I didn't notice. I did not get to say hello to Jason Isaacs.
Him. No, I did not notice. I did see Doug.
Doug.
What's his name?
Doug.
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 Here's Doug. My brother always said about the name Doug, it's the perfect blend of duh and ugh. We didn't see him in the trailer. Do you know who you're trying to think of yet? I was trying to buy you some time there.
I'm looking online. I want to say Doug
okay.
Jewell, but no,
right.
he's in the Velvet Underground. You are witnessing me having a brain.
No, it's fine. It happens to everybody.
Doug Jones.
Oh,
It's
Doug
Doug
Jones, of course.
Jones.
Everybody knows Doug Jones. I should have.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew him too. His name was on the tip of my tongue. But again, you know,
Did you guys ever meet Doug? Did you ever meet him?
No,
I have not had the pleasure, but I hear he's a lovely gentleman.
He really is. John, did you ever meet Doug Jones?
I haven't met Doug Jones. I did meet Jason Isaacs.
What?
Yeah.
Now, how'd that go?
It was great. I interviewed him for Drive.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. You know, on the BBC movie show, the film critic Mark Kermode and Simon Mayo's show, which I listened to, that Jason Isaac is a good friend of those guys, so every week they say hello to Jason Isaacs, and it's kind of a running joke. It's a thing, you know, so the fact that now he's flying a spaceship, it's like we're never going to see him again, are we? No.
Well, I will start our first running joke. I will say hello to Doug Jones. I'm sorry, I confused you with Doug Jewell.
Oh, I'm sure he gets that all the time. And again, Doug Jones is a fantastic person. And you guys may be interested to know the original Mac Tonight in the McDonald's commercials. He said he made 28 Mac Tonight commercials.
Wow.
And they kept calling him back because he said he didn't complain about the moon head and the makeup.
Well, you know from experience that the moon head and the makeup can
That's
be
right.
a little hard to handle.
Yes, I do. For anybody who doesn't know, on the Wonder Show, which is our old show, we brought that character back as kind of a washed-up Z-level celebrity, and I do the voice of that character. And yeah, it's a tweaked version of Mac Tonight, just to avoid getting sued by McDonald's. But what a fun character to do! And I told Doug Jones about it, and he just kind of looked at me like, yeah, that sounds good. And of course, running through my head, it's just, yeah, you blow us off now, but you know, one of these days we're going to call you and offer you a paycheck to put that moonhead back on, yeah. and you will be that character once again. He will live again.
I think we may have to change it though, especially apparently Mac Tonight is now racist. But
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's a thing. Apparently, along with Pepe the Frog, he's been co-opted by people on the internet trying to spread the hate instead of the love.
Oh dear.
Of Big Macs.
Well, speaking of that, I'll just promo a few things we have coming up on the website. I got this today from our friends at can you see that? Kino Lorber. This is the Blue Racer. It's a cartoon show made by Fritz Freeling, DePetty Freeling, the guys that made the Pink Panther series. They made all these other cartoon shows back in the early 70s when they had their animation company going great guns. This is one of the bottom of the barrel series. ZekeFilm did not get the comp discs for their more A-level stuff, the Ant and the Aardvark and the Inspector and all those series. Those are out as well in this series. I did not get those, but I did get into the gate to get this. And I watched it today, and wow, yeah. If you look closely, you can see this Japanese beetle here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see why maybe MGM was thinking, you know, we'll just go ahead and license that to the smaller company, Kino Lorber. Well, but yeah, this is not exactly PC friendly.
Okay.
So I will have my review.
I'll give a little preview of myself.
Okay.
I haven't been enjoying the Mystery Science Theater 3000 revival on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic for all you fans of the original Mystery Science Theater out there. And I have procured tickets to see the Mystery Science Theater 3000 live tour coming up in July and August. So I'll have a report after the show.
Yeah, no,
So
that would be
look
great.
for that in August.
I always liked it, Mystery Science Theater. I meant to watch the new version, and I forgot to do that, and you just reminded me again. So thank you.
Mystery Science.
Also, all these Blu-rays and DVDs will be getting reviewed soon by me.
I especially like that one.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Wait. You like this one? This is called Breast Milk.
It speaks to
Wow.
me. Yes.
This is the breastfeeding documentary that my wife is actually reviewing for the site, because she works in birth and labor. She's a doula, so she studies this stuff, and I'm pretty sure we've seen that documentary already, but she's going to write it up for the site and her own blog too. So
well, and not to be left out.
Okay, what do you got?
I won $7 on Super Lotto.
Wow.
And yeah, I will. I'll have to find something to review one of these days too.
Yeah, you can jump right over to ZekeFilm.org and make a tax-free donation, because we are a 501c3, and there is we're raising money for people who don't know what we do. We're just out to build community through cinema, which means basically finding the ways that movies can bring people together, and there are many ways that movies bring us together as people and make us empathetic to each other and whatnot. So that's really at the heart of what we do. You can read more about it at the site, and I guess we'll leave it there for this week.
Sounds good. Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything you guys have to promote real quick?
Later this summer, possibly in St. Louis and other places across the country, I'll have my short film Bob, which Mike did the music score for. We're finishing it up this week to get it off to film festivals across the country in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned for more information about that.
Are you going for the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase or the International Festival?
Both, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you get a foot in at the one, it can lead to the other. So that's really nice. Well, good luck there, John. Mike?
Thanks.
Yeah, well, I have a couple irons in the fire, but I'll let you know as they develop.
All right. Well, guys, like I said, I'll be reviewing these films. We do have film admissions films about summer coming up. These are the unseen classic films that ZekeFilm contributors admit to having never seen. For me, it was Meatballs. I saw Meatballs for the first time 2 nights ago. So I'll be writing up a quick thing about Meatballs when we run film admissions, summer movies, film movies about summer. And there'll be some other great stuff there as well. So look for that. This is Zeke Talk, episode 1. I think it went pretty well.
Number 1.
Yeah, we did okay. All right, well, I'm Jim Tudor, and we'll sign off.
All right.
John Gross.
John Gross saying goodbye.
Yeah,
Peace.
thank you, John, and thank you, Mike. Like I said, go to our website, ZekeFilm.org, and again, you can find the three of us at our old Wonder Show, wondershow.com. But yeah, ZekeFilm.org for more movie writing, reviewing, and fun. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you here next week. Leave your comments. And what are you supposed to say at the end of a podcast? You say,
you're supposed to have a great catchy, like, we'll see you at the movies, or,
sure.
You know, this has been Zeke. I got to go take a leak.
That's what we gotta do.
Happy trails,
because we're old. I think happy trails, and it's just all the business of give us thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to this and all of those things. All right, thank you, everybody. Good night.
happy trails.
And broadcast. Okay.